What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. You know what I'm hitting you with today: the truth about CPNs, trade lines, business credit, and 2017. How does it all affect you? A lot of you are talking about real estate. A lot of you are talking about investing for business. Let's get down to it. Bring your credit questions because I'm gonna try to get here on the phone and answer some of them. If they're too detailed, I'm gonna say go ahead and get a consult. You already know the deal. You know how this rolls. So anyway, everybody, this is today, a lot of people are hitting me with, Erica, I bought AUs, or Erica, I bought a CPN, and it didn't work. Oh, it didn't work, right? Like, it didn't work because we've been telling you to stop buying those, stop investing in those, stop wasting your money. Some of you are calling me and telling me that you've spent $2,000 and $3,000 and $4,000 on CPNs and trade lines and it didn't work for you. Here is why: you're not building the foundation right. Let's slide it and build the foundation right. Now, the later video I'll do today is talking about investing during the recession and just how to grow yourself. But in order to get that, you gotta work on the credit, okay? So first, do not get CPNs. Now, you can go Google this. You can say, Eric, I got a friend, I got a person, they use one. Listen, don't be hard-headed. Learn from other people's mistakes. There are multiple people being arrested and CPN rings, and if Pookie down the street is creating your CPN, that is not the CPN for you, okay? And I mean that. I mean it 100%, okay? Two, about CPNs, people that are usually using CPNs legally are celebrities, bankers, or people who are high-risk targets, and also people who are on witness protection. So if you're given an address you don't live at and it's a number that is not your social, if you're doing that when you apply on stuff, you already know something's fishy about this. Don't be hood rat. Don't do that crap. Don't do that crap to yourself or your future investments, okay? Third, about CPNs, the industry itself is kind of, when you go to apply for things, they're immediately faxing it over. They're like, hey, give me your documents, give me some proof of your address, give me some information on you. Because what's happening is they're validating it quicker in the systems. They're not just sending out $20,000 credit cards like they were a couple years ago. That's just not happening anymore. So second part is trade lines. A lot of you are going out there, and I watched the video, Erica, and I know what I'm doing. So I disputed some letters and I did this, and you get out there and you get nothing. Why? Because the system is changing. When you saw me talking a video early this year about how the court system was, how they kind of went and said, listen, we're going to ignore medical debt, we're going to ignore tax liens and collections, which they really haven't. Like, you still get dinged when you go to the bank and try to apply, and those things are on your credit, but they lessen the impact, right? It's like everybody got a credit boost. Sorry, it was a gnat. Everybody got a credit boost. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker on that. You still need to clean some of that stuff up. You just do. Now, what happens is some of you went out and bought $5,000 and $6,000 in trade lines. You could have already clean your own credit. Okay? Here's the thing. You have to have 3 to 4 primary accounts. Primary by you accounts before you add the trade lines. Now, what are primary accounts? If you've worked with any other credit repair company or you've seen people talking, you're going to hear them tell you this. Primary account is like, most people have a car, student loans, but I don't count those. I always count car. And if you've seen some people lately, they've gone to Hutch and Chase, one of these little janky side companies, My Jewelers, a few others that you spend $100 or a couple dollars. I mean, honestly, Fingerhut is that. That's exactly what Fingerhut is. Fingerhut, Hutch and Chase, and My Jewelers, they're all the same thing. They're all in the same box. I don't even put them in separate categories. They're basically selling you overpriced jewelry, overpriced whatever. And as you make payments, you only need about $150 or so. They're going to give you this $5,000 trade line or this $1,500 line of credit, or Fingerhut's going to give you this really big, line of credit with them because you're buying something, right? And you're making payments on time. Now, those are what we would call primary. Same with your, like, if you just have one credit card and a car, I'm going to call those primaries. Then you go get an AU. Let's say you go piggyback on someone else's credit. And let's say it's somebody with $30,000 Discover card they've had for 10 years. That looks good. That looks good, but it's not going to be cheap. A lot of places are going to sell it for $600 to $2,000. And it's going to be on there for maybe 2 months, 3 months. Now, Discover's good because they usually show up on all three, but even they are starting to ignore some of that. the power of authorized users and trade lines is waning some, and you can't even use it when you buy a house. See, this is what happens. People used to go and have a blank state. Like they paid somebody and they just took everything off their credit and it was just an empty file. And then they went and got 3 or 4 trade lines. And when they got the 3 or 4 trade lines, they'd run around applying and they'd go get a phone, cell phone, and a car, and they'd go get some furniture, and maybe a $20,000 or $40,000 credit card would come. Well, this is very popular when I was in college. Dude, this has been a while, right? This was popular maybe 5 years ago, right after the crash of 2008. Like 2013, 2014, you could do it really easy. Now it's really hard. It's very hard to do that. Like the companies immediately are like, okay, there's no primary. This is just a file full of like, this is just a college student whose mom is AU on everything. They're just not gonna, it's not gonna give you the bang for your buck you think. That's why you see people on YouTube and on Instagram talking about, I got a 750, they won't give me anything. Because you really don't have a 750. You're just piggybacking. So again, what I was talking about, Finger Hut, Hutchins Chase, My Jewelers, there's a few other ones that I could name. Those are really good. You're only paying 100 or a couple $100, less than that, maybe 150 max. And you're gonna have these 3 lines on there. Now, if you want to go spend more money and jump up and get a trade line, then you get that extra 20, 50, 100 point boost because you have it combined with actual primaries. Now, this will give you your big credit boost. Now, many people are gonna say, well, Erica, what can I do with it? Well, if your credit's 750, you can go get an Amex card. You can get several different cards. Reason I pursue hard on this channel is I am doing this channel mostly for people to do it for business credit, to be able to go to the bank and say, I want a business line of credit. When you're sitting there with that 750, 770, 720, 690, that's boosted, and get you an actual money. Because many people are like, oh, I used it, but I can only get a phone. I can only get small little vendor credit at stores. Yeah, that's how it works there too. But most people want unsecured cards. And so if you want unsecured cards, that should be your focus. Your focus, you have to really hard plant focus there, because a lot of times people are just like, look at me, I got this 770. They want to show it on Facebook, they want to show it on Instagram. And guess what? It don't matter who you showing that to. It's gonna be gone in like 2 or 3 months anyway, if you don't keep up the trend. So again, get the primaries. If you want to pay for the AUs, you'll get that bump. You saw me do the video about the guy who had 300 points boost in 1 week. That was like a Hail Mary. He had to fax papers. He had to fax his disputes, certified mail his disputes. He had to put his trade lines all on the same time. That's how he got that. Okay, he had to put some hardcore effort into that. Okay, so then you got to realize, even if you do this, and this is what I would tell you, this person who got their real estate license. I'm not busy with any real estate right now. I'm not even active. You can go look me up, but I'm on there. What happens is, when you go try to buy a house, you're looking for a FICO. They're looking at your FICO 9. And now you're pissed because you bought all these trade lines. But if you didn't improve your credit, if you haven't been making payments, that FICO 9 is still ugly. I've had people go run people's credit and they're like, my Credit Karma said 770. They're like, ma'am, you're at 570. You better keep it moving. Okay. So it's like, you have to really be focused about what you're trying to do. So if some of you are saying, Erica, I would like to do business credit. Hey, Mo P, what's up? Money making Erica. Thanks. Appreciate it. You guys make sure you put your credit questions in there. So anyway, now this process, either way, like a lot of people used to think in 1 week, I'm gonna get this done. And that's why a lot of people are quit selling trade lines. They don't sell them anymore. That's why people are quitting doing credit repair, because people are so unrealistic. They're seeing all their friends go to Bali this week, Indonesia, and they're like, well, I want to go get a credit card in 2 weeks and I want to go to Indonesia too. Come on now, that's crazy, y'all. That's crazy. That's some crazy mess. And I think that's Instagram and Facebook for you. And that's also the holidays coming up. In my next video, I'm going to do about investing, recession-proof investing. Dude, if you've got a paid off house and a paid off car, well, crap, if you just have a paid off car and very low bills, you have more flexibility than a lot of Americans. You just do. And so that's why this credit's important, because when you do need it, you need it, right? When there's an emergency, your kid needs braces, you need it. When there is you need new glasses and new everything at the end of the year, and your insurance only want to pay a little bit, you need it. So when it comes to business credit, the better your personal credit score is, the better it is for you. Because a lot of you, and I'm not mocking any of you, some of you don't have your business ideal fully concentrated, right? They don't have the, I'm gonna do this and then do this. But a lot of you have the name for your business. You go open up the business bank account, and if you've got that shiny personal credit, I know everybody's trying to sell you on this separate thing, but unless you have a corporation that's making $8,000 a month and it's been growing for 2 years, they're gonna be like, let's take a peek at that personal. And they'll do it whether you think they're doing it or not, because the Patriot Act lets them do it. So you can go in there right now and fill it out and don't put your social on there. You can put just your EIN number. You can put a lot of stuff on there. And guess what? There are a million ways in that computer for them to run your credit. And you've signed a bunch of documents that you probably didn't even realize that allows them to still peek at it, because they can't have ghost companies in America anymore, because the Patriot Act is trying to cut down on terrorism and Hispanic people sending money back to South America. I mean, that's really what it is. That's why they're doing it like this. And you have to watch out for that. You have to go, dang, I don't want to be caught up in no shammy mess. That's why I'm warning you against CPNs. I'm like, you don't want to be caught up when they keep changing laws and be like, well, you just did wire fraud. Because that's no joke. Wire fraud is no joke. There was that rapper that was in Atlanta. Dang, I can't remember his name, but it was a rapper in Atlanta. He got caught up and everybody was doing credit card fraud, because what they were doing is that CPN mess. Then they're running around taking these credit cards, getting gift cards and cashing the gift cards out. That's wire fraud. That is a federal offense. Like, there's many ways to get money off credit cards, but what these people are doing is illegal. And so I'm always trying to be straight up with you guys. I'm always trying to be forward with you. You know, there's some people who I'll work with them and yeah, they'll get $100,000 of credit cards, but if they ain't got a plan for it, that's dangerous. It just is, right? You know, I want you to come on this channel and say, hey, you know what I just need? I just need some more money for my business, to grow my business. You know, because a lot of times what happens is people take money out of their business. I don't know if you've seen some of my Instagram stories, but that's what happens. I'll talk to people and they're like, I'm making 5 and 10 grand a month, but I don't have no money left over. And it's because they're starving their business of oxygen. If that makes sense. And I talk about it in the next video, where it's like $1 equals $3. Every time you market, you know, marketing, whether that's YouTube, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, AdWords, you know, I have AdWords, all that stuff, and it produces a sale, then you keep doing it. If something doesn't produce a sale after a month or after a week, stop investing there, right? And so that's what you got to do. You got to track. Same thing with bandit signs. You got to put bandit signs out for like 3 months before you get really heavy. Now you're going to get calls every week when you have bandit signs out, but at the end of the day, for you to get name recognition in your city or your town, you're going to need 3 months of you putting bandit signs out. Do you have 3 months of bandit sign money? I don't know. Maybe you do. I don't know. Just so there's reasons why we do it in this step process. So I avoid CPNs. I employ everybody I know to avoid CPNs. You can go on YouTube right now, and there's a lot of people who are talking about CPNs. They have gone quiet and deleted those videos. Why? Because they know times have changed. You can't do that. They're cracking down on people. So, okay, I'm going to go. Listen, bring your questions. How are you guys doing today? It's a 2 for Thursday, not a Freedom Friday. Freedom Friday, I'm going to be busy all day. I think I might not have it, but it's a 2 for Thursday. All right. General knowledge. I want to buy a home. I'm currently in the process of opening a business. Will that effect apply for business credit? So general knowledge, are you already pre-approved for your home? And what kind of business are you starting? So you're going to have to, we'll try to help you as much as possible. Charles Ogilvie, what is a CPN? Charles Ogilvie, a CPN is a credit protection number. I'm saying there's several names for it, but essentially what a CPN is, when people used to go on witness protection and police officers became high profile and prosecutors became profile, they gave them a CPN number. So when they bought cars and bought things, like they didn't get that, people couldn't just trace them back, right? People just couldn't say, oh, I know where they live. They bought this car, they bought this thing, right? Also, celebrities use CPNs. But most people lately are getting CPNs from Buki down the street. And that just is crazy. So CPN people lately have been getting arrested, like rings of people doing CPNs, because sometimes they're using dead people's numbers. They're using people in, what do you call those, old folks homes and assisted living homes number. They're doing all kind of mess. They're moving it around. And if you're not getting it from a lawyer or a particular type of financial office that's giving you the CPN number, don't do it. They're cracking down on it. They're arresting people. It's a federal offense. So, general laws, no. Beauty supply, no. I mean, pretty much whenever you apply for credit, whenever you apply for financing, they're going to run you, but it's not going to be like, it'll be a hard hit, but it shouldn't detriment you. Unless you get like $100,000 in business credit, then you run out and spend it up and don't pay it. Yeah, then it'll hit you. But if you're already in the process of trying to get a home, the key thing you're worried about is your pre-approval. So if you're getting up near 640 to 720, go do your pre-approval first. Because what's going to happen is a bank might go, you're opening a business? They might take some, ask for extra measures. What you want to do is get the home first. Honestly, that's what I would do. So, but is there any other questions you guys have today about credit or how credit can affect you or why we shouldn't do CPNs or why trade lines are important and not important? Definitely throw them in the comments. But yeah, I just wanted to tackle that because I see a lot of people sending me these messages of like, I have trade lines and it didn't work. And I'm like, what else is on your credit? And their credit is full of, errors, inquiries. I mean, just, if you got over 5 inquiries right now, and I'm being honest, if you went and got a car or you went and did something, if you got over 5 inquiries, they already going, why you keep applying for credit? If you got 10 inquiries, they're going, why are you applying? It's a risk. So, Mellow the Crunkus, are you familiar with starting a trucking company and getting business credit? So I'm familiar with business credit all day and night. Our family's been doing real estate for 20 plus years. Our uncle does have a trucking company. A lot of people are overcomplicating what a trucking company is. A lot of people can just get started with J-Tracker or their local tow units depending on what kind of truck you're getting. If you're getting a dually or you're getting actual semi. But the key here with trucking companies is keeping the cash flow if you have guys working for you and they're leasing the trucks from you, or also keeping cash flow because the insurance is so high. So mostly what you would be doing as a trucker is you'd be making sure your payment history looks nice, and then go over to your bank with your LLC and say, hey, this is whatever transportation, something very bland, simple, Jay's transportation, whatever. And then in that bank, you would be trying to apply for business credit there. Now, you'd also be wanting to go work with, like, if you guys look up for trucking companies, a lot of people call me about that. Matt Marino is the Grant Cardone of trucking. Check out his channel. Check out his stuff he talks about. He is the Grant Cardone of trucking and commercial equipment. He has a $500 million business, and he actually does financing. So you want to be able to go to some of these local guys or these guys that are really big in financing and trucks and get your truck financed there, because you're going to have more. A lot of people say, well, I'm going to get a used truck. And I know too many horror stories of people getting a used truck and having to pay them used truck damage prices. So, LaWanda, she said, just started as an auto broker and trying to get some business credit started. LaWanda, again, what's going on with personal credit? 99.99999% of your business credit when you first start out is going to be dependent on your personal. Now, many people are going to try to sell you online. Nah, bro, you can keep your business credit completely separate. Nobody ever got to see your personal credit. They're talking about vendor credit. they're selling you hoop dreams, but you can get lots of vendor credit depending on your industry. You got to find out what's in your industry to help you. Now, when it comes to, do you need unsecured funds? That's really the question. For everybody in this video, if you're talking about, I need a card that lets me swipe it and do whatever I need, right? That's what a lot of people are talking about when they're talking about business credit. They're wanting unsecured funds to do what they want to do. So with that, I always say, what's going on with your personal credit? Because if you're a brand new corporation, they're going to peak. Now, if you've been in business 2-3 years and your company's making 5-8 grand a month, I know barbershop guys who, because the swipes they get on those merchant card machines, they can walk in the bank right now and be like, hey, I need 8 grand, and walk back out with it. And they don't even, they're like, okay, here you go. Because your deposits matter. I don't know if you guys see the video I did, but I talked about if you got deposits, consistent deposits, sometimes they're like anything under 15,000, and I'm be careful, I'm talking about Navy Federal and a few others, local credit unions, If it's under $15,000 a request and your account gets deposits in it, like, they're like, okay, cool. They're not even gonna ask for all this excess paperwork, but people don't realize that because one, people don't get their LLC. Two, they don't go open the business bank account. Three, they don't put deposits in there. I've talked to many people like, well, I got an account, but I don't do nothing in it. Why not? Like, this is a good track record. Well, what people try to do is they try to fly under the radar. Yeah, I'm gonna be under the radar and I'm gonna pay less taxes. That is dumb. That is dumb. Especially in this economy. I'm sorry, I'm hurting people's feelings, but that's dumb. You do not want to fly under the radar. You want to have a track record of what you paid. I know a girl right now in child support court, and the guy in custody actually court, and the guy is trying to get custody of the kid because she's been doing hair from her house for I don't know, 5 years. But the girl makes money. She's got a nice house. How is her mortgage paid? Do you know? she's got like $5 grand probably coming in because that girl does hair maybe every day, a lot on the weekends, and she'll have a friend or two come over and they doing hair. So it's like 2-3 people doing hair in a like a side back, you know, like what we call a game room, doing hair back there. Now she done been sitting under the radar, and she's going through this custody case with this guy, and he knows she ain't been filing taxes, and she can't prove nothing. So he made good money, and he go, you know, I want my son full time. Now what you gonna do? Now this is her choice. She got to go back and file all these taxes. She got to go back. You know you don't want the government in your house coming to see, well, what you doing in your house? Don't fly under the radar. You just mess yourself up for later. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Just go ahead, get the LLC, spend $100, depending on your state. Some people's states are expensive. Texas is one of those. But go ahead and get you that business bank account. Start putting all the money that goes from there. I've got friends who do Uber and Lyft. When I first got here and I was doing pizza delivery, when I first lost all my stuff, and I was like, I'm working apartment industry. I'm an assistant manager. I'm delivering pizzas at night. I'm like, and I would put the money in the business bank account. The bank sent me a business credit card. I didn't even ask for no documentation. Like, oh, did you need? Here you go. Because the deposits are so strong. When you have deposits, that is what wins. And so you gotta not get from under the radar, folks. Stop that mess. That mess is crazy to me. Because you get caught because people know you're doing that too. That dude that's been dating her, they were together for 6 years. He know more than anybody. He was even going to help her get a shop at one point. Okay. So you know, when people know you are in a position, they can use that against you. Don't do that crap. Just be legal and get it over with. All right. Thanks. Great info. Charles Ogilvy. Hello. Charles Ogilvy has Get Your LLC with Todd Consulting. You guys, Todd can help you get your LLC. Now, you can basically say, well, Eric, I can just go to LegalZoom. But this is the problem. You're not getting your articles of incorporation. You're not putting that thing filled out. So if it's just a flimsy LegalZoom, you paid the lowest price, and I go to court because I fell down at your house or something, or you hit me with your car, I'm going to go for your stuff. They sue you. They're going to be like, this is a very thin. They're going to be like this. Look at this LLC. There ain't nothing protecting this. I'm in here. And they're going to be in there. They're going to get you money. So you want that thing fully filled out. You want to ask the right questions. You want to protect yourself. And there's nothing wrong with side hustles or working from home, but legitimize your hustle, people. Put some, you know, and a lot of people who are scared, like if you're a truck driver right now and you say, listen, I want to be my own owner operator, I would go get the LLC and start putting my paychecks directly into that business account. That's what I would do. And then as you transition to a full-time, like I'm an independent contractor. Most truck drivers, depending on if you're with the company or not, but most truck drivers are 1099 contract employees. Now, some do work with companies and they get paychecks, lots of things, lots of layers to this conversation. But to put it in simple fact, I would put those paychecks into my business account. So when they come back and you say, I'm going to be owning trucks and leasing them, they can go back for a year and go, well, he's been making consistent money. Okay, we can prove him for this. So that's just some things you need to work on there. I didn't want to hold y'all too long, but that's essentially what we're talking about today is don't do CPNs at all. Tradelines work, but only if you do. Okay, so Tradelines, that whole Tradeline, it was like a good 4-year run where people were like, I got me some Tradelines and I got a $20,000 credit card and I'm gonna go on vacation. That's over. You gotta get those primaries on there. And I'll try to write a blog article on this. I've been slacking on the blog lately, but essentially get you those 4 primaries. Get you Hutchinson Chase, my jewelers. There's Finger Hut, and then there's a few other ones I could think of and put them in there. Then you get the trade lines. So then you don't have to buy as many. You don't have to spend so much money. Some people are spending $4,000, $6,000 on trade lines. And if they would have talked to me, I would have got them straight for probably $1,000. Okay? Don't do that to yourself. Do it the right way. Get it done. Okay? Then after that, go get your business credit after that. But there's plenty of videos on this channel for that. And you guys, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. I'm doing a second video later, not right now, but a little bit later, talking about recession investing. How do you have resilient investments during a recession and beyond? So everybody, thank you for coming out today. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for your questions. Always, after the video renders, please put a like button and leave a comment if you can. All right, everybody, this is Erica, Classy Climb Blog. Later.